Hi all, welcome to the channel. I'm Mark, this is Mark's Mods, and today we are going to be doing issue 2 of Build the Ghostbusters X-Wing by Eagle Moss. So, without further ado, let's get modelling. Okay, so let's have a look what we're going to be doing today. I'll get into the magazine. Okay, so it looks like we've got more of the front grille of the Ecto-1. We're going to be putting some pieces in here and here. Some of the lamps. And then we've got some more about the Ghostbusters movie. Practical magic. We have more on that as well. And carrying on. And then next time we've got lots more parts coming, it looks like, in the next issues. Now, I haven't received them yet because for some reason they haven't come. No money's gone out to the bank account yet, and yeah, so some people have got their issues 3, 4, 5 and 6, but I'm still waiting on mine, so I'm hoping they'll come next week. So here's the pack of parts you get this time. Okay, and what we need to do is we need to get into this these parts. Now, this is always fun for me because I can never get into them because they all go everywhere. Now, I am told that it is better to leave them in the box than to get them all out again. So I'm going to leave them all in the box, and then I can just access them when I want to. So let's try and get in without them going everywhere. I will be glad when they start putting them in the other packaging, which is easy to get into. It's from that, you see, that's the trouble. Come on. Okay, we're in. That's quite a big box of parts, is that, I have to admit. So, I think what we're going to need, we are going to need our screwdriver, and I do believe we are probably going to need a set of tweezers, so I will get them out now. Okay, so first thing it wants us to do is it wants us to get this part here. Okay, and then it's actually run the wrong way, and then it wants us to get this part here and slot it into place, making sure you get it the right way around. Yes, because on the top there should be some holes which are there and there, and it wants us to screw that in with some AP screws. So let's have a look, and here we have the AP screws. So let's get them out. Now, there's quite a few of these, I have to admit. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll put the centre one in first. That's actually just bobbed out, so let's just put it back in. For some reason, I don't know why, I've been fearing this one, and I'm not normally like that with models, but yeah, I don't know why I've been putting this one off when it's probably easy enough to do. That's if the screw wants to agree to go on the screwdriver and be screwed in. Okay, so let's get that first screw in the centre in. That's in. Now, I'm not over tightening these, I'm just going to keep them fairly good because I don't want to break any of the plastic on them. You know what I must do at some point? I must buy something to magnify my screwdrivers because they are absolutely terrible at picking up screws. Okay, that's the second one in, and then we're just going to go to the third. You see, and get that in. That's touching. and that's gone in nicely as so. Now the next bit it wants us to do is it wants us to get, I think, this part here. Now this actually has an L on it, and it literally just wants us to, let's have a look, bob it onto there like so, and then again it wants us to put another AP screw in. So we will do that again now. It wants one at the top and then two on the side. I think I'm going to do the bottom ones first because I need to keep this part in place. So let's do them bottom ones first. Screwing that in nice and tight. Not too tight though, that you don't want to break the plastic. I'll do the other side. And then we've got one on top to do as well. So let's do the one on the top. And that one is this one in the corner here should line up. My screwdriver's not wanting to play ball today. And I really need it to because we've got quite a lot of screws to do in this issue. Excuse me. And then what it wants us to do, it wants us to do the same on the other side, so the right hand side. So I'll get that part out. Slot it into place. And I'm going to do the same. I'm going to put the screws in underneath from behind the grill. So let's get that done. The next side. I hope you all enjoyed my live on Thursday, those who are watching. Pretty nerve-wracking, I must admit, but I did have some help as well. Fantastic on the comments, guys, as well. You know, they really do help make a live go smoothly. Even though my son was a bit annoyed, apparently I missed one of his comments, so I'm like, oops. Okay, so yeah. I thought I'd seen every comment, but I didn't. But his comment was, what was my favourite model that I built? And my answer is the Millennium Falcon. That is my favourite model. Okay, so after we've done that, it then wants us to get the part for the left-hand side. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting this grill thing here. And it wants us to put that sort of down like that, I think. Again, this is going to be fiddly. And it wants us to screw that in with some BP screws. So we've got some BP screws here. Let's get these open. Okay. Okay, we've got the BP screws open. Now I can see this being quite a bit fiddly, to tell you the truth. So let's see what we can do with it. Okay, so I've lined that up with the hole. These BP screws are tiny, absolutely tiny. I think I've got that started. No, I'm going to have to change screwdrivers on that one and go for a smaller one, and that's going in fine. Oh, it doesn't look to be, no. Seems to want to make its own hole. So I'll try again. Gosh, this is very, very fiddly, guys. I must admit. That's the right way. I think you need 2 hands for this. So let's just try again. Let's just try and get that in. No, that's not wanting to go in at all. Right, that should be lined up with a hole. Let's make sure we're all lined up everywhere else, and let's hopefully get this first screw in. I am not looking forward to the other side, because we've got to repeat this on the other side. So that one's in now, and we'll put another BP screw in. That was very, very fiddly. Very fiddly. That's the other BP screw going in, and then yes, like I said, it wants us to do it on the other side. So we know roughly where it's going. It's roughly lined up. Let's get this first BP screw in. And I have to say that went in a heck of a lot easier than the other side. The other side, wow, were a nightmare. Okay, let's get this second one in. And that's in. Gosh, I hope we don't get other bits like that to do. That was very, very fiddly and challenging. Right, so we turn the page. And the next bit it wants us to do is it wants us to attach the strobe lights. So I believe the strobe lights, I'm going to use my tweezers for this, are these little things here. And we actually have a direction on them, so we have left, and we also have right. Okay, so it wants us to put in the left and right strobe light. So what we do first is we get this little cylinder thing here, and we bob that underneath. I'm just going to push that in with a screwdriver. Okay, that's pushed in as far as it will go, and then it wants us to get these sort of little caps, put them over the top like that. That looks very nice. And then it wants us to attach it to the vehicle with, yet again, some more BP screws. Now this is on the left, so let's put this in. Now this goes above the top, so let's have a look. Right, so again I think we've got some very fiddly screwing in to do again. And like I said, the magnification on my screwdrivers are perfect, and I've got a bit of shaky hands today for some unknown reason. Let's try and get this on. I'm just going to slowly lower it down and and that's going in like so, and then another BP screw in at the other side. And then it wants us to do the same with the right one. So again, pop that little sort of bulb thing in, and then it wants us to put the cap on top, so get that out. And then again, attaching it to the vehicle with 2 BP screws. First one in, and then putting the second one in. And that's going in nicely. Okay, so the next thing it wants us to do is we're going to be doing the light lenses. So now these are directionally marked as far as I'm aware. So we have left and then we also have right. So the first thing it wants us to do is to grab this bit here, and then it wants us to then place this part here through, I think. That's not wanting to go in, so let's try it round the other way in case I've got it wrong. Yep, that's gone in. Looking very nice. And then it wants us to put in the lenses. Let me get my tweezers. The lenses. Then it wants us to put in this back part. Like so. And then last but not least, if I can get this out of the packet. Now these are metal and they're quite heavy. And then it just wants us to do this, put all this in to its mounting, looking like that. Okay. And then it wants us to screw it in with some AP screws at the top and then one CP screw going through. Now these CP screws are quite long. What I'm going to first do is I'm going to use AP screws just to sort of hold it in place, because one, I've got them screws already open, so I'm going to do the 2 AP screws first, because then I don't have to hold it while I get the CP screws out. And now I'll get the CP screws out, and we get 3 of them. Presume we get 1 spare, and I'll screw that into the center. Okay, and that's the first sort of light lens, and that is quite impressive. I'm quite chuffed with that. So guess what, we have to repeat it again. So we have the hood, bob that in, again, it does only want to go in one way, this part. Nope, come on. That bit's in. Then the lenses. Then the back part. Okay, all that's it in. And then, yet again, last part in our part of bits is it wants us to put it in to the housing, and again a BP screw, 2 at the top, and then a CP screw through the middle. That's nicely gone into place, that AP screw. The other one doesn't want to play ball. And there we go. And next, lastly, it wants us to put the CP screw through the middle. So I take it these won't be going absolutely anywhere on the car itself. Right, so we've done that. So that is the right one, that is the left one. And then what it's wanting to do is it wants us to fit the headlights. Okay, so we have the left one, and it's literally going to go into there like so. But we need to screw this in, and it's asking us to use BM screws. So in this build we've had AP screws, BP screws, CP screws, and now we have BM screws. Yeah, okay. So we slot this in, making sure the left is on the left side, and then we turn it around and screw it in from underneath with the BM screws. Now I wonder what is going to be the screw of the model. Not in a dirty way, but what is going to be the go-to screw for the Ecto. Because in every build you always have that one screw that they like to use the most. Okay, that's in. We'll just do the other side. Oh. So yeah, I would like to see that. I suppose I'll find out as my little box of screws, because I always keep the screws. I've got screws dating back to when I did the Millennium Falcon absolutely years ago. It would have been about 6 or 7 years ago I did the Millennium Falcon, and I still have the screws from that. Never get rid of them. My reason for that is one day I might need them. And that is the finished article, which looks quite nice actually. Yeah, it looks very, it's heavy as well, but yeah, that looks quite nice. I don't know why I was fearing that one. It was a little bit fiddly in places, but yeah, I quite enjoyed it. So, as far as I'm aware, our next part is going to be more of the grill. Or is this part? No, this is this part. So yeah, next part we think we've got more of the grill coming to finish. So yeah guys, that was an interesting one. Well, that's it for this build guys, and that's it from the Ecto until I get my next 4 issues, which I'm hoping are going to come next week. I've still got some tank to do, I've still got some X-Wing to do, and I've still got the building the Lego Death Star to do as well. So we still have videos coming out, but it's just sometimes with these things, it's the mercy of when they get dispatched and get delivered to you. I was hoping I'd get more of the Ecto out to me soon, because it's you know, a bit heartbreaking when you see other people, they receive their issues and we haven't, but it'll come when it'll come. So if you like this video, give it a like. If you haven't subscribed, please do so, and if you hit that notification bell, everything will come up, any videos that I do in the future. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.